And I'll tell you what, Thompson has a lot of moves.
Yeah, Kayouloud, as Hunter gets inside, and he gets swatted out of bounds. But they're going to need Eddie Kayouloud to take on a larger role tonight than he did in the last meeting, Cindy, because 3 of the 7 players who played double-digit minutes in that overtime game for Central Arkansas are injured tonight. So they're really only working with 4 key players in tonight's matchup.
Well, it's that time of year. Everyone's been battling the injuries, the illness, and you've got to find that working combination to get things back on track.
That's something we talked about with the Central Arkansas coaching staff, just trying to build some chemistry with who's left out there. Kayouloud gets the offensive rebound, but then is whistled for a push-off, and FGCU will get it back as we take a look at the starting 5. This has been the group of late for this UCA team. Hunter, we mentioned on the open, the leading scorer. A couple other guys averaging double figures in this group, but really will only rotate 7 or 8 tonight, as they did at home last week. Thompson pulls up for 3, and he got another one. 2 early threes for Isaiah Thompson.
Well, I loved how he rejected that screen and was able to create his own shot.
UCA pumping it down court in a hurry. Now resetting, backdoor cut, and a block from Weir. Kayouloud, though, retrieves it and lays it in off the window to cut it to 2. Good heads-up play by Kayouloud off the block. FGCU, they've got some major defensive presences underneath between Weir, Rivers, Anderson, and others. As Anderson gets stuck and it's knocked out of bounds, and they're going to give it to Central Arkansas.
Well, great hustle play just to get it back. I mean, Anderson had to get on the floor. He just didn't have an open teammate. He was surrounded by the Bears.
As we look at 28-year-old acting head coach Brock Witters, the son of an outstanding high school coach in the state of Arkansas, has only ever known this Bears program. He was a grad assistant straight out of college, and it was elevated to assistant coach and now the acting head coach as their head coach is recovering from heart surgery.
Well, some of the best coaches in the country have been coaches' kids.
As that one goes begging, Kayouloud wants to push some tempo. Oh, Cato with a full extension dive, came up empty. Wing 3 is no good, but a foul. That'll send Cooper to the line to shoot 3.
Well, Kayouloud is definitely bringing the energy today.
As we look at Pat Chambers, first season in Dunk City. Of course, spent a decade at Penn State. Over 200 wins as a head coach, had some time at Boston University as well. But has turned this program around in a hurry. I mean, they had a winning record last year under Michael Fly, but the talent level is on another level this season, just in a slump right now.
Well, a lot of quality transfers mixing in with some steady veterans, and he has a great reputation nationally that is just going to get better being at FGCU. I mean, they were 10-3 before conference started. They just ran into that injury and illness bug, and they're working hard to get back on track.
And he is very energetic on that sideline, as you can see. In great shape and always hustling up and down himself, getting the players organized. Full court pressure here from the Bears. Here's Cato in transition, leans into contact, no good. Sam Onu in the game for the first time. The Memphis transfer gets fouled on the way up.
Well, that's one way to attack that press, is obviously to go right at to the basket, really test the back part of that press.
Onu's a big body, Cindy. They have plenty of size with Weir and Rivers, who play the 5. But Onu's probably bigger and stronger than both of them.
Yeah, he's done just a tremendous job filling his role.
It doesn't play a ton of minutes, doesn't play in every game, but it depends on the matchup, whether they get him in there or not, and so far he's in ahead of Rivers.
I know Coach Chambers mentioned earlier that he was looking for different guys to step up and just fill different roles, and then obviously someone that can bang inside, because right now that's where the ball's going all the time, is inside.
This is Johannes Kirsapu, the freshman from Estonia in the game. They fire it down low. The floater comes up short as Onu bothered the shot from Masai Oluwakari. So both teams starting to dip into the bench before the first media timeout. Chase Johnston is in for FGCU. He missed the Liberty game on Saturday. He's been dealing with an ankle issue as Anderson loses it underneath, and that'll take us to our first timeout here in Fort Myers. Central Arkansas with an early 2-point lead here on the road.
In basketball, a good coach develops a winning game plan, provides guidance and discipline, and leads you to success. Same is true with your personal finances, right, Alfie?
Absolutely. As Southwest Florida's certified financial planner professional, I go beyond typical financial planning. I help you understand how markets work and develop a strategic financial plan to meet your goals. Do you have the right financial game plan?
If you are not 100% sure, give Alfie a call today.
Every time you order a hot sub from Jersey Mike's, it's grilled fresh right in front of you. The sizzling, the chopping, the spatula. That's why I bring this. I call it dinner and a show. Look at that sizzle.
Number 17 for Danny.
Oh, that's mine. Gotta go, Aaron. Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
Cooper Hotels, proud sponsor of FGCU Athletics, offers deluxe accommodations and a special FGCU rate for fans in town for a game or just a visit. Stay at the Homewood Suites or Hilton Garden Inn, Fort Myers Airport, just 2.5 miles from campus and adjacent to the Gulf Coast Town Center.
Some of the Dirty Birds out tonight on a Thursday as the Eagles trail by 2 coming out of our first break of the night. Let's look at the series history between these two programs. And, of course, Central Arkansas new to the ASUN, just their second season. And so they've only met 2 times. FGCU winning both games, including the overtime game we referenced last month. And they won last year's meeting as well. But both games very competitive.
Well, Central Arkansas has come out of the gates with a fever pitch. I mean, they're just taking it right away. You can tell that they know where they stand in that series.
And they've come out focused tonight. They actually are dominating underneath, which is not what we expected. 8 points in the paint already for the Bears. FGCU with 0. Isaiah Thompson has all 3 baskets so far for the Eagles, so they'll look to get some others involved here. Cyrus Largy comes in off the bench. So you've got Onu, Johnston, and Largy in the game right now for FGCU, all non-starters.
Well, Coach Witters mentioned on the phone this afternoon how much they had a great practice yesterday, and it's showing today.
He's only 28 years old, but he already sounds like a head coach, Cindy. Some of the terminology, I wanted you all to clarify what a good practice means, as Onu pulls down the rebound, but he said great energy, great level of focus, and he felt really good coming into this matchup tonight. Here's Onu at the free throw line, hands to Johnston. Johnston pulls a contested 3, and it's good. Chase Johnston, a prodigious shooter, buries his first of the night. And a 3 on the other end for Kirsapu, who quickly answers for Central Arkansas. 2-point lead for the Bears. Good offense early. Thompson gets all the way through and draws the foul. So a chance at the free throw line for Isaiah Thompson, who shoots it at 85%. Eagles 74% as a team. As a matter of fact, both these teams at 74% from the line. You'll take that as a coach, right?
Oh, absolutely. And I think that Thompson's taken advantage of different matchups. The Bears are switching on defense, and when he gets a certain matchup, he's looking to take it right to the basket.
There's Onu, who gets a nice hand coming over to the bench. Redshirted last year at Memphis, so he's a redshirt freshman here this season. Thompson splashes home the second to tie us up at 14, and now the Eagles will apply some full court pressure. This is Hunter, who is yet to get going, kicking it, and the 3 off the mark from Kayouloud, and FGCU clears. Looking to regain that lead Thompson fires it back. Johnston wants another and gets the roll. 2 early threes for Chase Johnston.
And that's a sign of a great point guard, is feed the person that's hot.
So Thompson and Johnston both with 2 threes early, as that 3 is up and an air ball. That is Elias Cato, not to be confused with Cato for the Eagles. Cato plays 16 minutes a game for the Bears, one of their key pieces off the bench. And like many of the Bears, has missed some time this season. Thompson uses the screen. Bounce pass for Weir, who throws it down with 2.
Well, you knew that was coming. Weir just anxious to get the ball. Puts it down the best way. High percentage shot.
Now you could see as soon as that big man came out to help, it was an easy open lane for Weir as Kayouloud responds with a 3.
Well, Kayouloud's definitely taken this game into his hands.
Largy pushing into Cato. Reverse layup is wild. Tapped around underneath. Largy gets tied up, and it'll be a jump ball. Arrow will give it to the Bears.
Well, Largy was the smallest person in that mix and came up tying that ball up.
We mentioned Dakota Rivers earlier. He checks in for the first time for FGCU. There he is. Wearing 0, a true senior, which means he could have one more year to go, but a high flyer and a guy who can stroke the 3 a little bit as well. Will play the 4 and the 5 for FGCU. Pass underneath, deflected by Thompson, and Weir plucks it away for the Eagles. So Johnston and Thompson with 16 of the 19. Thompson feeling good, hits again. 3rd 3 from the Purdue transfer as FGCU extends the lead to 5. A timeout for the Bears. We will keep it right here as Isaiah Thompson continues to heat up for the Eagles. So Cindy, a hot shooting start for FGCU. 5 for 6 from beyond the arc as we take a look at this deep 3 from Thompson.
Thompson does such a great job of finding the open man, finding the hot hand. He knows Weir just came in, he's fresh. And then obviously coming up and creating his own shot there at the end to just kind of extend this lead.
Yeah, that was the dunk by Weir, and that was a highlight as well. But 5 threes out of the gates for FGCU. And they're an explosive, both these teams can be explosive offensive units. It's been the defense that's betrayed them in the last 3 to 4 weeks. Central Arkansas allowing 81 points per game on the year, and FGCU taking advantage of that so far.
Will be interesting to see what the Bears run. They've either gone inside or they're trying to do a backdoor cut on most of their possessions.
Yeah, 13 points before you could blink for Isaiah Thompson.
And Chambers put in a little 3-2 zone.
And the Thompson sneaks in for the rebound, but then Kayouloud takes it away and lays it in.
Kayouloud is everywhere right now.
Had 3 points in the matchup last month. He has 11 already tonight as Rivers breaks the press. A lot of action early in this game as Rivers hands to Johnston. Transfer from Stetson. Has it knocked away and retrieves it in the backcourt. Shot clock down under 10 already. Weir looking for somebody. He'll pull the 3. Rattles out. Long rebound tracked down by Andre Weir. And draws a foul on the floor. FGCU will get a fresh 20.
Well, a great hustle play by Weir. Getting to that rebound. Central Arkansas making it really tough to make entries. They're switching on almost everything. Double teaming at times, just trying to throw off the pace of the Eagles.
So Cato back in. You see Cato there in your screen, so see if they end up on each other. Johnson on the near side gives the bounce pass to Weir. Weir going to work. Double team comes, missed it, got it back. Goes up strong, missed the second effort, and a high rebound handled by Oluwakari. Hunter probes the baseline, gives it up, knocked away, and kicked out of bounds. I thought it stays in apparently. That was shot bothered by Weir. Ball still loose, and Johnson ends up with it for the Eagles. Oh, what pace to this game. Johnson into contact, had it blocked, but the Eagles will get it back. We'll catch our breath here at Alico Arena. It's an early 3-point lead for the home team.
It's your journey. Own every mile in an available H-Track all-wheel drive Hyundai SUV.
Get 2.9% APR on the 2023 Tucson or Santa Fe, or up to $750 bonus cash. Visit your local Hyundai dealer today.
The Sport Clips MVP haircut experience is like nothing else in the world. And now, it's better than ever. It's a perfectly steamed hot towel, infused with our signature scent. A 7-point massaging shampoo. And neck and shoulder, Nirvana. Oh yeah. The MVP haircut experience, only at Sport Clips.
Hate it when a car freshener hits you with an overwhelming blast of perfume? Febreze car vent clips work differently. Febreze gives you consistent freshness that starts just right and stays just right for 40 days. Upgrade to Febreze car.
UFC 284. Fight on ESPNplus.com/PPV.
The Pro Bowl game, Sunday at 3 on ESPN and ABC.
Nightfall here on campus at FGCU. Good look at the academic portion of campus. It's been warm this week, Cindy.
Yeah, it's almost summer.
85 degrees this afternoon. We were told that the Bears had to avoid an ice storm to make it down here. They actually left campus early to beat that storm in order to make it here for this game yesterday.
Well, I'm sure that every team loves heading south this time of year.
And FGCU, one of 4 Florida schools in the conference. 14 teams this year. We mentioned it at the beginning of the broadcast that only 10 will qualify for the ASUN tournament. And right now, FGCU is right on that line. They are the 10 seed if the season ended today. And Central Arkansas tied for 13. So they're right at the bottom of the league. Both these teams need this game in a big way. Both teams do have plenty of winnable games left on the schedule, but with only 1 month to go in the regular season, the time is now to rally. Is there something about flipping the calendar to February, though, that got you going as a coach and kind of remind you that the finish line is near?
Well, you knew that you didn't have much more wiggle room. I mean, you had to get it done in February because you want to be playing well headed into March.
FGCU 22, Central Arkansas 19. Only 8 minutes in, a lot of scoring here in the second matchup between these teams. Demir Bishop with a steal, and he draws the foul in transition. It'll be a side out for the Eagles.
Well, he's doing a great job defensively, putting pressure on the ball, trying to make any kind of entry for the Bears tough.
FGCU getting 7 bench points already tonight. 6 of the 7 from Chase Johnston, and they've used him off the bench more than they have as a starter this season. Eagles have some serious offensive options off the bench. We have a moving screen here on Weir. It'll be Central Arkansas ball.
And I always feel bad for the big guys because they always get that moving screen called on them, and they're just trying to get set, and defense is running them over most of the time.
It's my least favorite call in basketball.
Yeah, and Weir tends to get a lot of those.
He does. Just kind of sucks the life out of the game for a moment as the Bears walk it up down by 3. And another moving screen, this time on Cato, who has no idea what he did wrong.
Well, and they're watching their feet. The officials watch the feet, and you move them at all, and as you're getting contact on you, it's going to go against you.
So maybe just a wake-up call for these two teams to be a little more still on those screens as both teams get whistled for one. Oh, from the logo, Johnston heaves. Offensive rebound, though, for Anderson. Anderson wants some space. He backs his man down, draws the foul, and gets it to go. Strong move from the junior, Zach Anderson.
Well, and he's playing really well, too. He's a good shooter with three-point range. I would tell you his only probably weakness right now is he's only shooting 56% from the free throw line. But this is a great power move against a smaller player.
His game has come so far in 3 years here in this program. Three-point shot has gotten better and better, and he is a physical presence at 6'7", as that's knocked out of bounds. There's, to your point, Cindy, another missed free throw from Anderson. We'll turn it over to UCA.
I was hoping to jinx him in the other way.
Well, the Bears like it. Keeps them within 5 as Hunter, who's been quiet early, handles the basketball. No points yet for their leading scorer, as Cato's three is banked in. Makes it a 2-point game. This is Cato on the other side. Bishop lost it. Johnson fights for it, and it is a Bear on the line. That is Cooper, so FGCU will get it back.
Well, Coach Witter's talked about that they've been emphasizing defense, defense, defense to their team, knowing that that's probably been their major weakness. With a young team, defense is usually the last thing that comes around. Everybody wants to score and comes in scoring. So they've worked hard on it. You can see it today. They're getting a lot of loose balls, a lot of scrambling out here.
Yeah, this game's at good pace, but it seems a little sloppy early on. A lot of balls are getting knocked around. It's almost like these teams are over-eager in a game that they feel like they can win.
Well, I think both defenses are playing really well, causing those things to happen.
Fadeaway in the lane from Cato is no good. Kayouloud snatches the rebound, and here comes Hunter. Hands to A.J. Reeves, who was the Bears' leading scorer in the game in January. Bank shot from Kayouloud is no good. They're going to call a block. Looked like Cato might have been in position, but the Bears get the call. So Kayouloud will go to the line.
Well, I was just going to say it. We haven't called Hunter's name very much, and I know that's something that we talked about it in the pregame, is just the fact that he's been their go-to player, and they've been moving the ball around him a lot.
Yeah, this man has been their go-to player tonight. Out of the Oak Hill Academy out in Wilson, or Mouth of Wilson, Virginia. Again, one of the few very experienced players on this team. 12 points a game as a freshman back in 2019-2020. As you look at the young head coach, or acting head coach, we should say, with this Bears team. So just like that, we're tied again, 24 apiece. As Cato handles the point guard spot right now for the Eagles. Johnston with it. More than halfway through the first half. Anderson, one-on-one. Fadeaway jumper rattles out, and Cato high for the board. Johnston got his mitts on it, but Cato is able to knock it to Hunter. Hunter fires ahead. Reeves from the corner comes up short, and Thompson brings it in and looks to run. Back to Thompson. Thompson wants one more, and it rattles in and out. Kayouloud brings it in for Central Arkansas. Here's Hunter. Has it thrown away. Numbers for the Eagles. Thompson, the feed to Rivers, who got fouled and will go to the line.
Well, Rivers is doing such a great job defensively, causing some deflections, was able to get this run out.
I feel like this was a good foul here, because otherwise Rivers was about to bring this crowd to their feet.
Yeah.
He's always looking to either punch it or drill a three on the offensive end.
Well, Rivers has 100 career blocks. I mean, what a great shot blocker. He got his 100th against Jacksonville State earlier this season.
That was a couple weeks ago here, and just the third Eagle ever to reach that 100-block milestone. You see Johnston coming out.
Well, I like what Coach Chambers did, is putting him on the point guard defensively, just because you want to, go at the head of the snake.
Hunter, usually the head of the snake, still scoreless. Cato tries the three. Remember, he banked one in a moment ago. Comes up short there, and Bishop clears. Bishop drives downhill, gets all the way through, but missed the layup. Tried to bank it, but just kind of left it on the rim. Spin move, Reeves. Floater, yes. Pretty move by V.J. Reeves.
Well, both teams really moving the ball up and down the floor. Good tempo. I think it's the pace that the Eagles want.
And when you feel like you're the better team, as I think the Eagles do, the more possessions, the better, right? Because water finds its level the longer you play. Here's Cato to the elbow. Resets to Anderson. 7 to shoot. Anderson keeps his footing, finds Thompson. Thompson dishes, Rivers spins and dunks it. Oh, Dakota Rivers almost forgot where he was, but still able to punch it through with 1 on the shot clock.
And what a great pass by Thompson.
He spun so much, he almost fell over. Bounce pass. Cato knocks it away from Cato, and here comes Thompson for 2.
Well, that's what the Eagles want to do, is they want to be able to create their opportunities off their defense, and they really have a lineup in right now that are long and lanky, causing a lot of deflections, great hustle plays.
Yeah, they have done a great job defending Hunter, as that one's knocked away by Thompson. The Eagles starting to turn things up a little bit. A transition bucket gives them a 3-point lead as we head to break on ESPN+.
When a university built by the people gives students the education to excel in the workforce, and local industry provides the opportunities to enhance the lives of citizens. With FGCU driving research and scholarship, we create a community focused on turning ideas into impact. Make your impact at fgcu.edu/impact.
Welcome to the Diamond District. Todd and I have worked hard for over 19 years to bring you high-quality fashion diamond jewelry along with the perfect selection of GIA certified diamonds priced as low as you'll find anywhere.
My grandfather was in the jewelry business back in 1919. He said it's all about relationships. You'll discover that same culture with Jason and me at the Diamond District.
Todd and I look forward to meeting you personally, shaking your hand, and welcoming you to our Diamond District family.
This used to be a yacht club in the area. It's an open-air restaurant, as you can see. Edison Ford is right next to us. 250,000 people that go to Edison Ford who have the opportunity to come over here and have lunch. The weather's perfect for being an outdoor restaurant. So God's greatest dining room is Southwest Florida, and come visit. From the boat to the table, you can't fake fresh.
Well, Central Arkansas hanging tough, and they have built this roster with some young talent, Cindy. I mean, you see some international players represented and a lot of freshmen and sophomores. And for FGCU, it's the opposite. A lot of 4th and 5th year Division I players. You see the list of different transfers here. This isn't the whole list. There's actually a couple of others as well. But some guys in their 4th and 5th season of college basketball who have been to the NCAA tournament.
Well, you can tell what the focus is of each program and how they're going to turn their programs around. And, you know, one's doing it with youth and international, and the other one's doing it with transfers and kind of homegrown talent.
Yeah, Coach Chambers did a great job retaining some of the top players from the Michael Fly era, and then sprinkled in a couple of impact transfers with Thompson and Johnston. And so this team is about as a strong a roster as you could have expected in Coach Chambers' first year, as Hunter misses the 3 and Rivers has it for the Eagles. So FGCU looking to solidify the lead. Neither team is led by more than 5 tonight.
Well, any kind of lead has vanished quickly as well.
They've gone back and forth. Lefty attempt by Anderson is no good. And Largy goes to the floor, but Reeves collects for Central Arkansas. Hunter puts it on the floor, gives a spin move, and is going to be called for the travel as he had nowhere to go with the pass.
Well, the emphasis early with Central Arkansas was getting it inside. They wanted to score in the paint. And then the last few possessions, they've been looking at some threes out here, and it's kind of thrown them off. I think they were very effective when they were going inside.
Well, if the FGCU game plan was to slow down Cam Hunter, mission accomplished. Still 0 points as we are 13 minutes in, and he's going to take a seat. Now, Kayouloud has picked up the slack. He has 13 of the Bears' 26. But Hunter, non-existent so far in this first half. Averaging over 17 a game. Hand off to Cato, who fires to Anderson. Anderson will drive. Spin move, double teamed, lays it up and in. Zach Anderson fighting through defenders to score.
Well, just be able to make a shot out of that. He got double teamed on his move and still be able to finish.
Oh, and a terrible pass knocked away. Ball still loose, and Cato emerges from the pack to throw it down. Eagles on a run. They have their largest lead, up by 7. Oh, Largy almost got a hand on that pass as well. There's Kirsapu off the bench. Lob inside, too high for Cato. It's a Bear turnover, and the Eagles can continue to stretch this lead. Danger time right now for Central Arkansas, no?
Oh, definitely. You can tell Coach Witter's coming back with Hunter getting back in the game, trying to get some other guys out there. He didn't like the chemistry out on the floor. They just didn't play well together. Sometimes that happens. You get them out right away.
5 turnovers in the last 4 minutes for the Bears, which has led to an 8-0 FGCU run. Rivers pulls the 3, and it's in and out.
If all else fails, shoot. He didn't have anybody open. He didn't want to take it. They were guarding him for the drive. He took the shot.
And he's comfortable from out there. Had a big-time shooting display at Miami last season to beat the Hurricanes in Coral Gables. 3 from the corner is good. A strong response from Masai Oluwakari.
Well, he had 10 points, 9 rebounds last time against FGCU, and you could tell, different people are going to have to step up for the Bears to kind of stay with the Eagles.
Yeah, that's his first bucket. Cato was looking for Largy, but instead just banks it in himself.
Well, the one thing that stands out about the Eagles is just their ability to create their own shot.
Now, a lot of guys that can break you down off the dribble.
Because the Bears they keep switching defenses, so they're going to have different matchups.
High rebound to Largy. FGCU looking to push it. Cato up to Anderson. Open for 3, too strong. Knocked around and pulled in by Johnston. Johnston, fade away from the corner is short. Largy keeps it alive and resets to Johnston. He'll pull again and hits. Chase Johnston off the offensive rebound makes Central Arkansas pay.
And I love that he took that shot after a miss. He's confident enough to take that next shot.
Well, you know what they say about shooters?
Yeah, they don't have a lot of memory.
And Chase Johnston is a shooter. That one is good. Pretty play off the window. That is Daughtery Jr. with the 2. His first basket. Keeps it at a 7-point margin with under 4 to go. Rivers had it knocked away by Cato. Rivers goes to the floor for it. And I think we're going to have a tie-up. We will. It'll be FGCU ball when we return. Eagles shooting it well. 6 threes in the opening half and a 7-point lead as we head to break.
One of the greatest players in history was cheated out of his career.
I noticed Mahmoud was not standing for the national anthem.
Am I saying that everything in America is bad? No. But wherever the bad is, as a Muslim, we don't stand for it.
Mahmoud never said, I'm going to burn the house down, but the Klan burned his house down.
His willingness to take a stand, he should be celebrated for that.
BMW, Freightliner, Ford, and many more of the world's leading brands hire Universal Technical Institute grads. And now, we're expanding to new industries. Since 1965, UTI has become known for its training in fields like auto, diesel, and welding. And with new programs coming in fields like aviation maintenance, HVACR, and wind energy, you can get more. Don't wait. Now's the time to train for a career you're passionate about. Visit uti.edu today.
Did you know one of Nissan's EVs survived the North Pole? And one can go 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds. And they're all emission-free. But don't get an EV for the E. Get it because it pins you to your seat. Sparks your imagination and takes your breath away. Nissan EVs aren't just electric. They electrify you.
All the pool noodles are out as always here at Alico Arena. FGCU with a 7-point lead with 3:34 to go in the first half. We got a special interview coming up at halftime, Cindy, as we'll get a chance to sit down with 7-time Major League Baseball All-Star Chris Sale.
Well, that's definitely special. I mean, you just can't, being an All-Star that much, I mean, think about that. How many guys just want to get it once, you know? and then just be able to have such a great career.
And he is a local here in Southwest Florida, originally from Lakeland, played here at FGCU. He's probably the most famous alum from FGCU. And of course, the Red Sox have their spring training here in Fort Myers. So he's got a house here in the area. His Laces for Love Foundation, very much intertwined with FGCU. They are collecting sneakers here at the arena today for the less fortunate, and him and his wife and his whole family have poured a lot of time and effort into that foundation. So we'll talk with Chris about the upcoming season and Laces for Love here at halftime.
Yeah, they were all set up outside the arena. They had some really cool stuff.
And Chris still very involved with the baseball program as well. During the lockout, he brought a bunch of Red Sox players here to train when, of course, they couldn't use MLB facilities. Out of the timeout, Thompson pulls the three, comes up short. Heat check for Isaiah, who's been terrific. 15 points in the first half for him. Great move by Kayouloud, who uses a little hesitation and banks it home.
Well, they gave him a quick rest, and he came back in at that timeout, and he's ready to go.
So now Thompson and Kayouloud both have 15. There's Chris in the on-deck circle, if you will, waiting to come over and join us at halftime. I don't know if he's ever been in an on-deck circle before, but maybe warming up in the bullpen. As you see Coach Chambers a little confused. FGCU inbounding after they had to kind of reset things there. It allowed the Bears to set up their pressure, but now they drop back. Thompson working on the bigger Kayouloud to the corner. Largy, a good look for three. Hits the heel of the rim. Knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Eagles.
Well, a lot of teams will put that full court pressure on to try to wear out really good shooting teams. And it's going to be interesting to see how that will play into this game.
There's Thompson at the elbow. Weir back in there, receives the bounce pass. The double comes, and he gives it back to Thompson. Good look for three, and he hits it. Isaiah Thompson with his fourth three here in the first half.
And that's what makes it such a tough matchup with those two on the same side of the floor.
Yeah, which one do you guard? They brought the double on Weir, and Thompson made him pay. Kayouloud thought about it, now drives and lays it up and in. 17 points for Eddie Kayouloud.
And he's just been so patient on those attacks as well.
Stepping up in a big way, 7 out of 9 from the field, but he loses Weir, who lays it in with the left.
Well, there is a mismatch size-wise, and obviously Weir needs to take advantage of that because Kayouloud's just attacking him.
Yeah, 3-inch differential in favor of Weir in that matchup. Looked like Kayouloud thought there would be some help coming on the baseline, and it just wasn't there. The 3 for Daughtery is off the mark, and Anderson uses his wingspan to bring it in. Thompson knifing ahead, lobs to Weir, who has it blocked. Weir on the floor gets tied up, but what a leaping display from Hunter.
Well, I was thinking what a great pass it was from Thompson to Weir, and then the shot block comes into play, and you got to give Weir credit for hustling back just to get a hand back on the ball. He didn't quit the play.
Yeah, Hunter with the left hand able to lean out over Weir and get his hand on it as Weir takes a seat with 1:28 to go. Eagles by 8, Central Arkansas with the ball. So Kayouloud gets a break as well. On the drive, Hunter off the window, got it to go. A chance for a 3-point play for Cam Hunter.
Well, with Kayouloud out of the game, Hunter knew that it was his time to step up and make some plays and had the right timing of it.
So all 8 Bears have now scored. It's amazing that Hunter was the last of the 8 to get on the board, but a strong drive. Not a ton of contact there. Bishop looked a little perplexed as Anderson brings it down off the miss. Thompson able to slalom through defenders, lobs to Rivers, but the ball hit the rim first. And now Cato wants to run for the Bears. Hunter open for 3, and he got it. Cam Hunter with 5 quick points for Central Arkansas.
Well, and he's been quiet for so long, I think the Eagles have kind of forgotten about him.
And a timeout from Pat Chambers. Boy, that lob looked like it could have been an easy 2 for Rivers. Not an accurate pass, and it turns into a 5-point swing the other way.
Yeah, it's a great timeout from Coach Chambers. I mean, he felt the momentum shifting. You got to shut that down right away.
So he'll try and tighten things up. You see him getting on Thompson there, who has had a great first half. 18 points, 3 assists. Could have had a 4th, though, and that pass just a little lackadaisical. Opens up a door for the Bears.
Well, Thompson, when he does a lot of the no-look stuff, so it's sometimes hard to throw your timing off. You're not thinking he's looking at you, but the ball's coming to you. So he's a little unselfish at times.
As we get another look, that was the Kayouloud layup a couple moments ago. But Thompson's older brother, PJ, was a point guard at Purdue. He comes from a basketball household. There you see his 3.
Well, you know Purdue's a quality program, too. I mean,
number one in the country.
Yeah, number 1 in the country. I mean, you know that's a great program. He's had great experience.
Yeah, played in 3 NCAA tournament games last season.
20 starts.
10 to shoot. Thompson gets the drive. Gives it to Johnston. Wing 3 is too strong. Look at Rivers go up and get it. Rivers leans on in and gets the roll. Dakota Rivers using that leaping ability to make it a 2-score game.
And there was a crowd down there when he grabbed that rebound. He was still able to get there and time that ball in for an easy shot.
Final 10 seconds. Hunter working on Cato, taking him one-on-one. Spins and gives it up. Oluwakari, the 2 is good. Good looking jump shot from Oluwakari to cap a high-scoring, entertaining first half. FGCU by 3. Stein, former Mizzou and Southern Illinois head women's coach. Cindy, we talked a little bit there before we came back live, and you said a key matchup you're looking at in this half is Weir versus Kayouloud because they were going at it in the first half. And right away, Weir gets loose underneath and lays it in.
You got to love that. Double team the ball, and then, of course, Weir's right there. And that's what happened. We talked about that, too, with when you have Washington or Thompson and Weir on the same side of the floor.
So that gives the Eagles a 5-point lead right out of the break. Kayouloud going at Weir, isolated one-on-one, no whistle. Kayouloud lost his footing. Here comes FGCU, a 5-on-3. Lob inside for Weir. Turns, hesitates, and lays it in. 2 quick buckets for Weir. Well, you nailed it, Cindy. Both teams focusing on those 2 players right out of the break. Kayouloud will take the 3 and comes up short. So, right out of the break, the momentum arrow swings directly towards FGCU.
Well, you knew Weir had to step up. I mean, Kayouloud is just was having his way in the first half. They have to stop him if they want to have a chance to win this ball game.
Here comes Cato, gives it to Anderson. Anderson open for 3, and he got it. FGCU coming out hot to begin the second half, and right away, Coach Witters will use a timeout. We will take it with them here on ESPN+. Eagles up by 10.
Ready for the ASUN Championship? Here's everything you need to know as we get closer to the postseason. Let's break it down by the numbers. The top 10 teams earn their way into the tournament. Action begins with 2 first-round matchups between seeds 7 through 10. All 9 of the tournament games take place on campus sites with the higher seeds hosting, which gives you the perfect opportunity to cheer on your squad. From February 27th to March 5th, it's ASUN Madness. We'll see you there. Championship action is when the ASUN is at its finest. That's why you'll want to visit asunphotos.com. ASUN Photos is present at every ASUN championship, capturing the action, including those must-have shots you may have missed or want to save for a memory. We understand your passion, so when you want to relive those favorite moments, players, and special memories, start with the experts from asunphotos.com.
When a university built by the people gives students the education to excel in the workforce, and local industry provides the opportunities to enhance the lives of citizens. With FGCU driving research and scholarship, we create a community focused on turning ideas into impact. Make your impact at fgcu.edu/impact.
FGCU on a 7-0 run in 1 minute and 7 seconds out of halftime. You see the lay-in for Andre Weir. Big man can get up and down. And then Zach Anderson with a big-time 3 to force the early timeout from acting head coach Brock Witters. And the Eagles all of a sudden lead by 10, looking to continue the good times here at Alico Arena.
And this is a really important possession here for Central Arkansas.
We'll see what the young head coach draws up out of the timeout. Reeves for 3, too strong. Cato clears on the weak side and looks to run. Now we'll slow it down as he finds Thompson. But a 3-point lead has quickly grown to 10. Thompson might have got caught in between a pass and a shot there and gets the foul call.
Well, it looked like he got his arm dragged down, so it could have been either one. I mean, he didn't have a chance to lift it up. Good call by the officials.
You obviously were a head coach on the women's side for many, many years. Is there a difference officiating men versus women in terms of the physicality and how you might call a play like that as Cato lays it in?
Well, I think that in men's basketball, they allow a lot more of the physical contact to happen, where in the women, they probably do not. I don't know a lot of coaches that are best friends with any officials either.
On either side, as Kayouloud makes the jumper. Were you one to get on him as Bishop runs the floor?
I think you have to establish yourself with the officials. especially if you disagree with how it's being called. But for the most part, coaches don't want to pay any attention to an official.
It's about picking your spots, right? When's the right time to make an argument as Kayouloud comes up short on the three. 12-point lead now for FGCU. Largest lead of this game. Lob inside for Weir, and he gets upended and draws a foul. It'll be a side out as Weir got tripped by the help defender Reeves.
Well, I love that Coach Chambers has come out knowing that he's got to get Weir established early. I mean, he only had 4 points and 2 rebounds at the first half, and he's already, doubled his scoring here.
Would you say it's a testament to the Eagles coaching staff that they've come out this strong, an 11-2 run to start the half?
Absolutely. You can tell they've already made some really good adjustments on how they've defended, Central Arkansas in the half court, what they've tried to do offensively.
There's the lob to Cato. Bounce pass to Anderson. Isolated. Righty floater comes up short. Bobbled but retrieved by Oluwakari. Oh, Cooper from the logo comes up short, and Rivers has it. Not a great shot there. 4-on-2 for FGCU. Bishop wide open and doesn't get the roll.
Well, both teams getting good looks at the basket. Something's not dropping yet.
Corner three for Reeves is good. Remember, Reeves was the only Bear over 20 points in the first matchup this season. Now has 8 points tonight. Gets the margin back down to single digits. 9-point lead for the Eagles. Thompson drawing 2 defenders out beyond the arc. Lobs to Cato. Cato drives. Tough angle, but he's able to bank it in. Caleb Cato using a little English.
A little English. That was really good off the backboard. I mean, that's just a skilled player right there.
Out of the Southwest Florida Christian Academy right here in Fort Myers. Pull up is good. Count the 2 for Oluwakari.
Well, and you don't want to trade baskets. I'm sure Coach Chambers is trying to get a little bit more fluidity in their offense right now. You don't want to be trading baskets with them. You don't want to give Central Arkansas any hope.
Cato, bounce pass on the baseline. Extra feed. Thompson steps back and tees it up. Doesn't make it, but draws a whistle. So 3 free throws on the other side of the break for Isaiah Thompson. Eagles with a good start to begin the second half, leading by 9 on ESPN+.
Invention is an act of determination to go where you couldn't before. Achieve goals that once felt out of reach. That's why Honda engineers didn't just redesign the Pilot Trail Sport. They built the most off-road capable Honda SUV ever. The all-new Pilot Trail Sport, part of the Honda line of rugged vehicles.
Give your business an advantage right now with nationwide 5G from T-Mobile for Business. Unlock new insights and efficiency with leading ultra-capacity 5G coverage. T-Mobile for Business has 5G that's ready right now.
Did you know one of Nissan's EVs survived the North Pole? And one can go 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds. And they're all emission-free. But don't get an EV for the E. Get it because it pins you to your seat. Sparks your imagination and takes your breath away. Nissan EVs aren't just electric. They electrify you.
International flavors all so different. Original chicken so magnificent. There is really no equivalent. Unrivaled all three. FBK, have it your way.
We did it, Wilbur! Huzzah! Why do you get the armrest? Why shouldn't I?
If you're on a flight, you need to share the armrest. And if you want to save by bundling home and car insurance, you need Geico.
I didn't get peanuts.
Oh well. Gatorade Fit. Fitness starts from the inside out. Get healthy, real hydration. And no added sugar, artificial sweeteners, or added colors. Gatorade Fit. Healthy, real hydration today helps you fuel tomorrow.
FGCU with a 58-49 lead early in the second half. All 14 ASUN teams currently in action. Busy day around the league as we take a look at the standings entering today. All of these teams early in the second half of their games, a couple games in the first half still as well. But Cindy, the line to look at right now is in between FGCU and Jacksonville State. Bottom 4 teams in the league do not make the conference tournament. Top 4 teams host the first 2 rounds, as the ASUN tournament always held on campus sites. But both these teams have work to do to ensure that they'll have a shot at the dance.
Well, as you can see, though, FGCU is not that far away. I mean, they have a chance here, but you cannot lose to anybody below you. And that's always that keynote when you're looking at the standings, is you can't lose to anyone below you, and then you got to knock off everybody you can ahead of you.
Right now, Jacksonville State, who's battling the Eagles for that last postseason spot, tied at halftime with Eastern Kentucky. The travel partner for Central Arkansas is North Alabama. They are currently down 8 at Stetson. North Alabama will be FGCU's opponent here on Saturday. So Stetson and FGCU always trade opponents Thursday going into Saturday. So we'll keep an eye on that matchup. Hatters having a good season. Despite the Chase Johnston departure, they are 6-4 so far in conference play as Thompson continues to stroke it from the line. Right now, Kennesaw State having some trouble with Bellarmine up in Louisville. Eagles quickly force a turnover and a chance for a 5 or 6 point possession as Cato lost his balance and somehow gets the basketball back for the Eagles. And then Thompson, who made the 3, had his foot on the sideline, so it won't count.
And a great call coming out of that timeout as well. You're at the free throw line, you put on a full court press, you get the turnover, you just couldn't get the conversion off of it. But great hustle play.
Coach Chambers was all amped up after that. Was not sure if he was looking at the officials or his players, but that was quite a sequence for FGCU, who now holds a 12-point lead.
Well, you got to love his passion.
Cato's long 2 is no good, and Cato has the rebound. Some early shots in the shot clock for Central Arkansas that haven't worked out.
Well, I think they want to be more patient. Coach Witters talked a lot about they needed to be in that 15, 16 assist category, and I think they're at 8. So I know that he's wanting the ball moved a little bit more.
And the Eagles have done such a good job on Hunter, who averages over 17 a game, only with 5 so far for the Bears. He has to give it up. Cato veering around Weir, missed it. Weir might have got a piece of it. So the Eagles defense taking things up a notch. Thompson all the way through. Oh, goodness. Has that one sent into another zip code by Cato.
And that might be the play of the day for Cato. I think that they're trying to establish him offensively, but he's coming up big defensively.
6', 8" sophomore from Australia. Launching that ball into the stands. Cato with some dribbling midway through the shot clock. Johnson fires it to Weir. Weir over the shorter defender, missed it. Probably could have taken his time a little bit more there.
Yeah, you turned with the ball right into the defender. That was a very tough shot to take.
Long 3 for Cooper. Rims off. Weir fighting his own teammate for the rebound, knocks it out of bounds. Is that unavoidable, or should they have communicated better?
Well, it's really hard. You got 2 guys hustling for the ball. I think that's what you want to remember is you got kids out there hustling and just got to have good chemistry. They just got to shake that off. They're both extremely disappointed, obviously, but.
Cooper lobs to Hunter. Cooper gets it back, pulls the corner 3, and hits. He missed a couple earlier, but Colin Cooper connects there. Cooper goes for 11 a game. That's 3rd best on the team. much needed 3, brings it back down to a 9-point game. Johnston against the bigger defender, turns and has to give it up. No, he hangs on to it, puts up a floater, and then a collision on the rebound. The foul will go on Weir. That's his 3rd foul.
Yeah, Johnson just could not find an open player to get the ball to. And, you know, the golden rule is if all else fails, you shoot. And that's exactly what he did. And Weir comes up with a hustle foul.
The Eagles tonight have only committed 5 fouls. Weir has committed 3 of them. So he will take a seat with over 13 minutes to play. I think the clock ran inadvertently there. So they'll have to add those 3 seconds back, and Largy will come forward to put a little pressure on the ball.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see who steps up for Weir because they've been really relying on him these last few games. He's been on fire.
And had a huge performance against the Bears a month ago. Cato straight on for 3, and he got it. Elias Cato with his 2nd basket.
Well, he's definitely not shy. He's coming in looking to score every single time.
Yeah, now 2 for 4 from beyond the arc, and a timeout from Pat Chambers. 13 minutes to go. Eagles have seen their lead shrink to 6. This will be a 30-second timeout, so we will keep it here.
Well, I've been really impressed with the patience of the offense of Central Arkansas. I mean, Cato coming in and hitting some big shots. They've had a good execution off their out-of-bounds plays. They're just digging away.
As we look at the next 5 games for the Bears, and again, they got to dig themselves out of a hole. Just 2-8 so far in conference play. So there are some winnable games here. Bellarmine struggled early in the year. Some teams at or below 500 in the conference in that group. But tough to turn it around in just 48 hours, having to make the 4-hour drive up to DeLand to face a really solid Stetson program. So it's crunch time in the A-Sun. And the Bears are right there in this game, down 6 against a team that, coming out of the non-conference portion of the season in FGCU, may have been the favorite to win the A-Sun.
Well, one thing I've been really impressed with this league is just the fact that the scoring across the board, it's very tight games. I mean, you just don't see a lot of blowouts. I mean, everybody's challenging everybody on a given night.
Yeah, if you look at the scores tonight, it is very similar. A lot of tight games. And these 2 teams went to overtime up in Conway. And FGCU, we mentioned the non-conference. They were 10-3 after the non-conference season. They won their MTE, and they beat a Power 5 team in USC. Largy has it pinned to the backboard by Cato. Hunter working on Johnston. Gives it up. Corner triple is good. Count the basket for VJ Reeves. And just like that, it's a 3-point game.
Well, the defense kind of clapped inside. They're leaving some shooters open in the corners.
And not what Coach Chambers had in mind out of the timeout. Tough floater off the mark. Rivers taps it up, no good. And Kayouloud secures it for the Bears. Kayouloud kicks. Reeves again, no good. Oh, the Bears were ready to celebrate. That would have tied it. Instead, FGCU controls. Anderson's been a little more passive tonight. Usually the aggressor on the offensive end. 7 points, 3 rebounds. Thompson steps back for 3 and doesn't get the roll.
Well, this group out here with the Eagles, it's been a really good defensive squad, but offensively they've been a little out of sync.
Thompson now 4 for 8 from beyond the arc in this game. Cooper steps back and Rivers gets the block. Kayouloud leans in on Anderson and scores. Eddie Kayouloud with a heads-up play makes it a 1-point game.
Huge play.
That could have been a momentum shift towards the Eagles. Instead, Central Arkansas scores, and then Johnston draws nothing on the floater. Cato, basket hanging, receives the pass and gets fouled hard by Largy.
And we'll see what they call it. Could be called an intentional. They're probably going to look at that one.
Yeah, we're going to go to a break for our under 12 media timeout, and the officials likely to head to the monitor to discuss that one. Central Arkansas may have a chance to take the lead when we come back.
Follow along for all the Eagle news with State of the Eagles on FGCUathletics.com. Sponsored by Brodeur Carvel.
Hey Eagles fans, I'm Ryan Beatty.
And I'm Jay Westerland. We're the Beatty-Westerland team of Premier Sotheby's International Realty.
We are excited to be back for another season as the official real estate partner of FGCU Athletics.
We just want to take this time to say thank you, Eagles fans. Because of your support, we were able to rank in the top 1.5% of realtors in the United States. If you're looking to buy or sell in Lee or Collier County, please give us a call or visit our website. Wings up and go Eagles.
Great seats at a great price. Get them safer, simpler, and smarter with Ticket Smarter. A proud partner to the biggest names in live sports and events, including ESPN events and iHeartRadio. Ticket Smarter has seats for over 125,000 live events and 48 million tickets for sale. All backed with the Ticket Smarter 100% ticket guarantee. Thinking about your next great live event? Think smarter. Think Ticket Smarter. Get your tickets your way, guaranteed at Ticketsmarter.com.
Follow along for all the Eagle news with State of the Eagles on FGCUathletics.com. Sponsored by Brodeur Carvel.
Here's one more look at this play in transition, which was indeed deemed a flagrant one foul on Cyrus Largy. So Central Arkansas will get 2 free throws and the basketball coming out of the timeout. Cindy, that one did seem pretty obvious. The officials made a very quick decision there.
Well, the key was when he grabbed the jersey. I think that if he wouldn't have grabbed the jersey and pulled on it, then he probably would have been just a foul, maybe a hard foul. But obviously you can't do that. This could be a big momentum change right here.
Yeah, Cato with a chance to give Central Arkansas the lead. They are in the midst of an 11-0 run in 2.5 minutes. So the Eagles have been without a point for 2.5 minutes as Cato misses the first. The Dirty Birds, who have turned out behind the basket, making their presence felt.
Well, the last game, FGCU and UCA were so close in every single category except for the fact that the Eagles made more threes and more free throws. But every other category, shooting percentage, everything, were very, very similar. This could be the same thing today.
They see Largy now on the bench after that foul. What decided that game in overtime was free throws. FGCU scored more from the line than they did from the field in that overtime session, as Kayouloud tried to draw the fourth on Weir, but Weir plays solid defense, and FGCU gets a stop. And Johnston for the lead. No. High rebound to Hunter.
Weir's got to have that same kind of effort every single time because Kayouloud wants the ball.
Cato beats the Eagles down the court again, feeds Kayouloud, who throws it down, and all of a sudden, the Bears are in front.
Well, that's what makes them believe, too. The Bears believe right now.
Under acting head coach Brock Witters, they've got the lead on the road at FGCU, and now they've drawn a charge on Zach Anderson.
Well, now we're going to see what the Eagles are made of. Like, who's the leader out here? Who's getting his team calm? Who's getting them to defend?
As you get another look, you be the judge. Defender wasn't set, but he dropped the shoulder.
Yeah, I hate those calls. As a coach, I see that as a flop, so that's very frustrating.
There you see Coach Witters, just 28 years old. He looks younger than that, Cindy, but he told us, you know, when he was a kid, his best friends were his dad's 50-year-old co-coaches. So he said as a teenager, he spent a lot of time at the bar talking to fellow high school coaches that worked with or against his dad.
Well, he's making some great decisions today.
And Cooper draws a foul and will go to the line.
He's had really good lineups in. He's known where they've got to go. He knows who's hot. He's feeding them the ball.
And he was so honest with us, and it felt like he really did have a good temperature of this team, of why they are 2-12 in their last 14, but why he felt good going into this matchup. And everything he said has come to fruition so far tonight.
Well, he talked a lot about his team believing in the game plan yesterday in practice, and you could tell in their effort when they were going over everything, and that's such a huge piece of all of this.
He's cool as a cucumber over there, too. I mean, you said some of the best coaches are the sons of coaches.
Or daughters.
Or daughters. It works both ways.
That's exactly right.
But, I mean, that experience as a youngster is probably what made the administration and, you know, the head coach Anthony Boone comfortable handing the reins to a 28-year-old.
Oh, sure. And you can tell the confidence in him. The guys have confidence in him.
And they have played connected basketball here tonight and lead on the road. Cato looked to lob it. Weir didn't jump for it. And now it's out of bounds. And it'll stay on this end.
Well, and the Eagles have had a couple plays where they just go after something with one hand, and Central Arkansas is right there. And you've got to grab it with two hands. Just the fundamentals are so important in these tight games.
Johnson with a quick trigger, and he gets it to go. Chase Johnson off the inbound play makes it a 1-point game.
And if they could get Chase Johnson hot, I mean, I think they've been waiting all year for that to happen. I mean, could be such a huge piece of this Eagles team.
I mean, he's had some big games, but ultimately a 33% mark from beyond the arc. They know he's capable of more than that, and he hits a big one there to snap a 16-0 Central Arkansas run.
Well, when you have that, too, it takes off pressure off your other guys. Weir's had a lot of pressure on him all game because he's been the leading scorer.
Kirsapu in. Young point guard, Coach Witter said, the emotional leader on this team. Cato, a contested three, heel of the rim. Johnson plucks it down, drawing a lot of attention. Lobs ahead to Thompson. Into the corner for Bishop. Bishop thought about it. Now has to give it up. And a foul called away from the ball. It's going to be on Cooper, working against Weir in a size mismatch.
But how about Central Arkansas's defense? They were denying everywhere, and they had probably their smallest guy on Weir.
And even if you don't get a turnover, or even if you get the foul called on you, at the very least it takes the other team out of their flow.
Oh, absolutely. Denying entries, all of that just throws off your whole tempo.
And it forces you to take a flat-footed 25-foot three, which in that case Johnson made it, but you'll live with that if you're the Bears. Thompson takes a fadeaway three, and Weir comes up with the offensive rebound. Johnson gets downhill, puts up the floater, and makes it right over the top of Reeves. Johnson makes back-to-back baskets for FGCU.
And I like the toughness. You could see in his face that he was so determined to get that job done.
14 points now for Johnson. Kayouloud gonna drive, lost it, gets it back. Gets pushed off the spot, but scores anyway. A feathery finish for Kayouloud.
He does such a great deceiving of making fakes, getting Weir out of position almost every time down the floor.
Oh, we've got a good one here at Alico Arena. Thompson, step back three, he got it! Isaiah Thompson gives the Eagles the lead.
And that's what big-time players do. Right there, you make that money shot.
24 for Isaiah Thompson. Kirsapu puts up the floater and hits. The response from the backup point guard, Johannes Kirsapu. Thompson wants another, not that time. Cato with the rebound. Yeah, Coach Witter says, slow it down. We are all even at 69. 7:30 to go from the nest. One heck of an ASUN showdown between two new rivals. step back three. It's good. Masai Oluwakiri trills the triple.
Well, now they're spreading out their scoring. That's when Central Arkansas gets really dangerous, is that you got different guys on the floor looking to score, but you know that they're constantly looking to attack Weir.
Spin move. Anderson doesn't get the roll. Weir taps it up in the air, and Kayouloud goes up high for it. Weir a little slow to get back. Might have rolled his ankle just a bit as Johnston knocks that one away, which will allow us to take a breath. Central Arkansas 72, FGCU 69. Don't go anywhere. We got a good one here in Fort Myers. You're watching College Hoops on ESPN+.
Invention is an act of determination to go where you couldn't before. Achieve goals that once felt out of reach. That's why Honda engineers didn't just redesign the Pilot Trail Sport. They built the most off-road capable Honda SUV ever. The all-new Pilot Trail Sport, part of the Honda line of rugged vehicles.
One of the greatest players in history was cheated out of his career.
I noticed Mahmoud was not standing for the national anthem.
Am I saying that everything in America is bad? No. But wherever the bad is, as a Muslim, we don't stand for it.
Mahmoud never said, I'm going to burn the house down, but the Klan burned his house down.
His willingness to take a stand, he should be celebrated for that.
Did you know one of Nissan's EVs survived the North Pole? And one can go 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds. And they're all emission-free. But don't get an EV for the E. Get it because it pins you to your seat. Sparks your imagination and takes your breath away. Nissan EVs aren't just electric. They electrify you.
Oh, these two teams trading buckets down the stretch. Isaiah Thompson with a game-high 24. Should say a team-high 24 because this man, Eddie Kayouloud, has 25 and 10, 11 for 17 from the field. Cindy, this has not been a banner defensive performance for either side, but boy, has it been fun to watch.
Well, both those guys have taken their teams on their backs, and they're trying to do everything they can to make something happen for their team, and man, we have a shootout.
Both teams with single-digit turnovers, and so it has been a pretty clean game, especially here in the second half. Both teams with 28 or more points in the paint. Both teams getting good contributions from their benches. Both teams have only rotated 8 players as we have hit, kind of the climax of this conference season. Past the midway point now, and these two teams, they're playing like teams that need a win. A little bit of desperation as we turn the calendar to February, and in a conference where not everybody makes the conference tournament, these teams want it, and we've got 6.5 minutes left to decide it.
Well, you would think the older team would probably be able to control their emotions and get a handle on everything a little bit more, but man, the Bears are coming up with all the energy plays, and that one being one of them by Cato.
Elias Cato with his third three. That was not on the scouting report, I don't think, for FGCU. He only attempted 17 threes all season, and he's made 3 tonight.
When he gets his feet set, he's deadly.
And it gives Central Arkansas their largest lead of the night at 6. Cato trying to match Cato, and it's too strong. Oh, and Anderson tapped it back, but Cato wasn't there. So it was a 16-0 run earlier. Eagles got a couple of buckets from Johnston, but since then it's been another 8-0 run for the Bears.
Well, both teams are so eager. They're kind of overrunning some things, coming up short on some hustle plays, just because they want it so bad.
Yeah, the shooting has turned a bit too. Eagles made 7 threes in the first half, and so far it's the Bears with 6 threes here in the second half. Hunter Leans on in, lefty layup, no good. Tapped up in the air, and Kayouloud gets to it.
And that's just a toughness play right there by Kayouloud.
Hunter lost his balance and missed the floater. Caddo ahead to Anderson, into the corner. Johnson, open, book it. Chase Johnston cuts the deficit in half.
And that's his role on this team, is to make those kind of plays.
And he's made the last 3 shots for FGCU. Again, he missed the game on Saturday against Liberty because of an ankle that he turned here at home a couple of weeks ago. Was limited in his minutes against Queens, but is playing big-time minutes tonight as Cato provides a big-time answer for the Bears.
Well, you can't make a 3 and then give up a 3. That's a coach's nightmare.
Back-to-back 3s for Cato. Johnson drawing a lot of attention now. Gives it to Anderson. Anderson drives all the way through, draws the foul. I think they need a little more of that.
I would agree with you. I think that getting to the line is something that would be beneficial at this time. There is a little wear and tear. You got guys putting in a lot of minutes. They're going to need a lot of energy this last 4.5 minutes. You're down 6.
Okay, Anderson averages 13 and 8. He's been quiet tonight, and he can do this at any given moment.
Yeah, really good drive. Had the right angle to take it to the basket.
That one looked good. His 8th point of the night. But there's been a couple of games this year where over the last 5 minutes or so of regulation, that man took over.
Well, and they're going to need that. This is a great test for FGCU at home, where you're 7-1 against a team you should beat.
And Johnston picked Hunter's pocket, and it's going to be Eagle ball.
I'm really impressed with this Central Arkansas team. They're so tough. I mean, they're just staying. They're locked in all game, know what their assignment is.
Yeah, Johnston's provided a needed lift on the Eagles side. There's the lob to Weir. And Johnston pops. Contested 3 is good. In your face, Chase Johnston buries the triple. Boy, the defender was all over him.
That's a great play. They love running that play, and there's so many options off of that play. And obviously, that's a big 3.
These teams are shooting it at a high level tonight. Both teams over 40% from 3. Oluwakari misses the 2. Caddo with a head of steam. Purple jerseys get back. Anderson with under 4 minutes to play. Back to Thompson. Gives a ball fake, now to the corner. Johnson again, no. Cato dribbling, Eagles tried to pounce, but the Bears control it. 1 point lead for Central Arkansas. Hunter all the way through, lays it up and in.
Well, this is what you needed too if you're Central Arkansas, is someone else to come up and make some plays besides Kayouloud. Hunter, that's what we've been waiting for all game.
4 Bears are in double figures, and none of them are Cam Hunter. Anderson, way too strong from 3. Weir volleyballs it into the stands. It'll be Central Arkansas ball when we come back. Eagles with some work to do. Bears looking for a signature win on the road. Who will take it? We'll be back on ESPN+.
Did you know one of Nissan's EVs survived the North Pole? And one can go 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds. And they're all emission-free. But don't get an EV for the E. Get it because it pins you to your seat. Sparks your imagination and takes your breath away. Nissan EVs aren't just electric. They electrify you.
Oh, well, this is me.
Still early. You want to maybe grab a coffee?
With the Wells Fargo Active Cash Card, you earn 2% cash back on what you want, like coffee, ping pong, a movie, karaoke, and 2% cash back on what you need.
No. Just my shoe.
Like maybe shoes without laces.
Just my shoe, folks.
The Wells Fargo Active Cash Card. That's real life ready.
At Metro, you can save even more than before. Get a free Samsung Galaxy 5G with 50-megapixel quad camera. And with a phone like that, you can share even more family moments. Only at Metro.
Eat like a king who's on a budget. 3 tasty options, fries, drink, and nuggets, all for $5. Wait, that can't be right. Just confirm that that's the real price. BK, have it your way.
Did you think you could relax? That you'd seen everything there was to see? Or have you realized you can't look away and that the game has never been better? That is hockey.
True story. It may be a new era in college basketball's greatest rivalry.
There is nothing better than Duke and Carolina.
But it's as crazy as ever.
You just have to sit back and enjoy this.
North Carolina, Duke, Saturday at 6:30 on ESPN.
Well, we're just 1 month away from March, and the ASUN tournament is coming up in a hurry. As always, campus sites will be the location. Top 4 seeds will host. They will host the play-in round, that first round, and then the quarterfinal round, which will be played on back-to-back days, and then rest from the quarters to the semis and the semis to the finals. But each round will be on campus sites. Bellarmine, the defending champs, but they didn't get to play in March Madness last year because they're still in their Division I transition period. And so Jacksonville State got to play in the NCAA tournament instead. Central Arkansas, coming over from the Southland, of course, would be eligible if they can go all the way. Coach Chambers in his first year looking to get his team off a schneid. They've lost 3 in a row and are in danger of dropping one here at home, down by 3 against the Bears. Cindy, what are some keys for FGCU? Because they do not want to lose this game.
Well, I mean, it's toughness plays right now. They have not been able to take advantage of Kayouloud having 3 fouls, but that would be something to look to attack because he's got to stay in the game.
Long 3 from Hunter's no good. Thompson looking to run. Finds Anderson. Johnston, by the way, now has 20. His 4th 20-point game as an Eagle, but his 1st in conference play. And his 1st in this calendar year of 2023. Thompson all the way through, and the lefty layup is easy.
Oh, man, I love that move of creating the ball, getting through the defenders. Pretty.
Make it 26 for Isaiah Thompson, as he and Johnston have led the way.
And I like that it was a high percentage shot as well.
Final 2 minutes here at Alico Arena. Kayouloud floats it up and in as Weir went down on defense. Weir's been battling through some injuries, and he is dragging a little bit right now.
And they've got to find a way of stopping Kayouloud, whether it's dropping down and trying to double him, denying him the ball. He's been the answer.
Cato looking, finds Bishop in the corner. Bishop into a couple of purple jerseys, misses the shot, and Cato is in position for the rebound.
Eagles need to get a good stop right here.
All right, Cato riding Hunter, and Hunter knifes his way through and lays it in.
Now it makes it tougher.
And a timeout from Pat Chambers in what will become almost a must-make possession for FGCU.
And you said it, they've got to come up with a big play.
Here's another look. That was a Kayouloud bucket. But boy, you would never know that Central Arkansas is 7-16 on the year if you came to this game tonight.
Well, exactly, and they're playing tough. They're well coached. I mean, they're seeing all the openings. Cam Hunter with a very acrobatic move for a drive. I mean, they're just doing all the right things.
Under the direction of the man on the left, Brock Witters. Now about a month on the job after Anthony Boone underwent heart surgery, and he is resting and recovering at home. We wish Coach Boone all the best. Hopefully he'll be back soon. But Brock Witter's taking advantage of an opportunity right now, working alongside associate head coach Jeff Price, who has a lot of head coaching experience at the junior college level, one at a very high level in the NJCAA. And those two right now leading this team to a really strong performance and what could be a big win on the road to keep their postseason hopes alive.
Well, with staffs, the assistants are so involved to begin with, but even more so in a situation like Central Arkansas has been through. It just doubles that because they all want it so bad for their head coach.
And again, he just does not look phased one bit at any point.
Well, he's probably played this in his head a million times. This is, all assistants love these kind of opportunities.
He's still more comfortable sitting down, though, which, of course, is where most assistants are. So here we go. We'll see what Coach Chambers has drawn up. Eagles need a bucket. Anderson puts it on the deck, draws attention, finds Weir, who lost it down low. Weir with the double kicks it out. Thompson, long three. He got it! Isaiah Thompson keeps the Eagles' hopes alive. It's a 2-point game, and now the Eagles will pressure.
But, of course, with the shot clock, all they need is a good stop.
And they do not need to foul, and now Coach Witters will use a timeout with 41 seconds to go. So the whiteboards are out, Cindy Stein. And if you're Central Arkansas, how important is it to burn as much of the shot clock as you can? Or is it more important to run your normal offense and try and get the best shot you can?
Well, the most important thing is they got to get the ball inbounds. I mean, it sounds so simple, but getting the ball inbounds is huge, and getting an easy pass in, and then you've got to take the first best shot available.
And if it's with 18 on the shot clock, so be it.
Yeah, especially if it's high percentage. You would take a layup. You know, I don't think they were going to fire up some wide open three early, but at the same time, I think they're going to have to take the best shot available.
That was such a cold-blooded three to keep this game in the balance for Isaiah Thompson, who has 29 points. It's his third consecutive 20-point game and his sixth overall as an Eagle.
Yeah, I don't think the Eagles are going to let Central Arkansas just kind of hold the ball and wait until the clock goes. They're going to try to make something happen.
Do you, in that huddle, do you highlight a certain player that you want to take the shot, or is it more actions and contingency plans?
Yeah, I mean, obviously they don't want Kayouloud to get the ball, and they're probably not Hunter. You know, they got to play some good defense here, but they've got to force the ball to be moved quicker because obviously they don't want to run the clock off. They need as much time as they can, but most important thing, get a stop.
Kayouloud comes to the ball after Hunter made the over-the-shoulder catch. Kayouloud into Weir, gets it to go, plus the foul. Eddie Kayouloud with a big-time performance.
Wow, I mean, his game today has just been amazing. I mean, he's got such a knack for the ball. He can absorb contact and still finish.
It seemed like Weir at the very end there just kind of lost position and leaned in. Boy, what a performance from the Oak Hill Academy product, native of France, with a chance to pass Thompson and get to 30, and he does. 30 points for Kayouloud. Eagles need to score quickly, down by 5 again. And Thompson draws the foul. They had one to give, and so now the Eagles will have to get it in.
Both teams have one timeout left. But Eagles need to score quickly, and then they've got to either call a timeout or they've got to get on that press right away.
They stopped things to make sure the shot clock was on because there's over 20 seconds left in the game, but less than a second differential. Handoff, Thompson, well defended. Drives, righty scoop, no good. Weir's putback goes down, and it's back to a one-possession game with 12.3 remaining and a quick timeout from Pat Chambers. So now if you're the Eagles, obviously best case scenario is a steal. But if you're Central Arkansas, you have the ball and you're just trying to, get a pass or two in and then go to the line.
Absolutely. I mean, your defense, you've got to create that steal right away. You can't let a lot of time go off the clock. I mean, it's full-out defense, but remember, you got 5 people being able to guard 4 on this inbounds.
So we'll see what sort of havoc the Eagles can come up with. Maybe get a deflection, take advantage of an opportunity. And you mentioned the timeout on the UCA side, so if they can't get the ball in, they can always use that timeout as their safety net.
And right now, you're just making sure your guys know, obviously, time and score, and you need 3.
So the Eagles will face guard as Oluwakari will trigger. Cicado facing Hunter right now. You've got Anderson kind of looming as the safety. Looking for somebody. Here's a lob to Cooper. And Cooper makes the catch and draws the foul. It'll be a 1-and-1 for Colin Cooper, who is a 79% free throw shooter.
And really good press breaker set up with different motion in it to be able to create that runaway pass to get free.
So Cooper with critical free throws. With a miss, you can just play it out if you're FGCU. And he rattles it home to make it a 2-score game.
And remember, Caddo had a 4-point play at UCA to kind of tie that ball game up to go into overtime. Can he do it again? Now he needs a 5-point play.
They need to score with at least a few seconds remaining. Caddo with 8, puts up the 3, and hits! Caleb Caddo with a cold-blooded 3 to make it a 2-score game. 5.9 on the clock. Eagles looking for a turnover. The lob to Hunter, he makes the catch, lobs to the other end! The exclamation point for the Bears! Kayouloud throws it down to make it a 4-point game. Caddo from half court looking for contact, throws it away, and that'll do it. Brock Winters, the acting head coach for the Bears, goes on the road to Fort Myers and orchestrates a big-time win for Central Arkansas, who gets their 3rd conference win of the season. Cindy, what a job done by this coaching staff for the Bears, and a phenomenal effort here against FGCU.
Well, the Bears came to play, and what a fantastic job they did, and they did it every way they could. They hit threes, they attacked the paint, they had to come up with defensive plays. Very well-rounded game for them.
We'll pass your headset over to Pat Chambers, who is here to join us